Good morning, everyone. Good evening, Jai Hind. I hope all of you are doing well. Good evening and Jai Hind. I hope all of you are doing well. Good evening. So, I guess I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Good evening. Okay, so first of all, good evening and welcome to the session. Now, I asked you all last week that we have discussed around 20 plus topic in the last week itself, and I have asked you to make an index of this, make an index for all the topics which we have discussed in the last session, and Disha has of course given this list also. So you will find that if you look at the topics which we have seen, there are topics with respect to places in news also, like Yemen, which was there in the news. Then we have discussed a scientific related term also, birefringence. Then mangroves also, Chandrayaan. Then we have discussed about this India and New Zealand relations also, the complete relations, the static portion plus the recent updates also. Then we have seen about certain CAG issue also, Lokpal issue also. We have seen about women voter participation also. And at the same time, there were other topics like El Nino, APAR ID, UAVs, Squad, Naxalism in India. So we have discussed around 6 to 7 mains related topic and many more prelims related topic in the last 1 week. Now see, you are getting the news articles, you are getting the notes of this also. And I guess that you are also getting the PDF of these sessions. Even I'm writing it on the board, most of the things I am writing on the board. So you can note it down. And even if you are just going by this, completing the current affairs regularly, you will not need anything extra. This will be more than sufficient for your preparation. This will be more than sufficient for the current affair portion. And it will help you to cover your portions of GS paper 2 also, GS paper 3 also, and somewhat in GS paper 1 as well. Okay. These were the topics, like 21 topics which we have discussed in the last 1 week. Now, from today also, like in this week also, we will target to have more than 20 topics. And in this way, monthly you are getting around 80 topics. So 80 topics is more than sufficient. You will find that it will help you in revising the static topic, current topic, prelims topic and mains topic. Now your work is just this one part. Keep on revising these topics. We are also solving questions on the basis of them. So just try to recall these things from time to time. Just go through the previous questions from time to time and see how many you are able to recall this part, revise and memorize all these things. Yeah. Now in last week we have discussed certain things. So on basis of that, we will see some practice question. At the same time, we are also going to see these topics. One is Bandipur Tiger Reserve. Now recently this was there in the news. So we are going to talk about this Bandipur Tiger Reserve. Then we will see about this anti-dumping duty which has been imposed by India on 5 Chinese goods. Then we are also going to talk about this one concept called as Kurdistan. There is a concept of Kurdistan going on for almost 100 years now, and this is one of the unmet demand. This is one of the unmet demand of these Kurd people. So we are going to see what is this all about. Okay. Then we will talk about this one weapon also, glide bomb, which was there in the news. Now recently what we have seen that the countries of the world, they have started to focus on this glide bomb also. India has also developed it, Russia has also got it, US has got it. Okay. So what is this glide bomb? How it is better? We will try to discuss that. Okay. Good evening. अगर अध्ययन बैच परचेज करूंगा, अध्ययन बैच regarding which? See, अध्ययन batch is for the prelims, of course. If you are like right now for prelims, we have this launching in I think in January. So if you are doing that for this year prelims, you will need that. You will need that because going through day by topic of the last 1 year is difficult. So in our Adhyan batch, we are doing the compilation of all those current affairs relevant for prelims, especially for 2025. So yes, you can take it. Okay. It's fine, Mohit. No problem at all. Okay. Now, so let's start with some practice question. Let us see this part. How many of the following are members of a squad? Japan, Australia, US, and South Korea. So this is one easy question. I think all of you can answer this. How many of the following are members of squad? Okay, there is one question about CSAT that you are not able to see all the 80 questions. If you are able to solve 50 questions with accuracy of 80 to 90%, then also it's more than sufficient. If you are able to solve it like 50 question with 80 to 90% efficiency, then also it will be more than sufficient for you. So it's not required that you have to go through all the question, solve 50 question, but with accuracy. Now see it. Of course, only 3 will be answered here. South Korea is not part of it. Japan is there, Australia is there, US is there, but South Korea is not the correct part. Okay. So you can eliminate the South Korea. Answer will be C option. Now see the second question. Consider the following statement. Denotified tribes are listed in the Act of Parliament of India as criminal tribes. In British times, over 200 communities were listed as denotified tribes. Which of the statement given above is correct? This is one statement with respect to denotified tribes in India. It is with respect to the denotified tribes in India. What will be the correct answer here? B option. B as well as D. Okay. B option, C option, D option. So see, I think you know the first statement. It is saying that denotified tribes are listed in the Act of Parliament of India as criminal tribes. No. Earlier they were listed as criminal tribes. Now they have been denotified. So they are not regarded as a criminal tribe under the Parliament of Indian Act. Okay. Means any such act of parliament, they do not list them as criminal tribes. In fact, no tribe or no community in India is listed as criminal tribe or community in India. So this first one is incorrect. In British times, over 200 communities were listed as denotified tribes. So that is second one is correct. So answer here is option number B, 2 only. Okay. So during the 1910-11, more than 200 tribes were listed as denotified tribes in India. So answer here is option number B. Now the third one, consider the following pairs: tuberculosis bacteria, Zika virus, cervical cancer virus. How many of the above pairs are correctly matched? I think this is one easy question. I think this everyone can answer. How many of the above pairs are correctly matched? Question number 3. Only 2. Okay, there are 2 answers. One is option C, option B. Good evening. Okay, so if you look at this, simply if we talk about the tuberculosis, here we have the Mycobacterium tuberculosis. This is a bacteria. Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So that is the bacteria responsible for this. Zika is caused due to Zika virus. It is caused due to Zika virus. And cervical cancer, here we have HPV, human papilloma virus, which is considered as one of the key cause behind this problem. So here the answer will be all three. So these three are correct. Answer is option number C, all three. Okay. Now, so we are going to discuss now the topic of the day, and that is Bandipur Tiger Reserve. So can you tell me, where do we have this Bandipur Tiger Reserve? Like which state we have got this Bandipur Tiger Reserve? In which state we are having this Bandipur Tiger Reserve? In which state we have this Bandipur Tiger Reserve? Okay, one answer as Karnataka from Ritu. So mangroves के बारे में I will ask question, don't worry, I will ask question at the end of the session about mangroves. So yes, remember this one part, it is there in Karnataka. So now why this is there in the news? If you look at this, there is a like highway which is passing through this. Okay, like if you look at this, there is a road which is passing through this. There is a road which is passing through this Bandipur Tiger Reserve. And now what we see that in the present time, there is a traffic ban during the night time. During the night, there is a ban on the traffic. But now the leaders who are there in Kerala, they want to lift this night ban. They want to lift this night ban through the highway which passes through this Bandipur Tiger Reserve. So that's why it was there in the news. That's why it was there in the news that this night traffic, there is a affidavit which favors ban, turns contentious as Congress in Kerala pushes for its lifting. Means some of the leaders are pushing for the lifting of this ban on night traffic through the Bandipur Tiger Reserve. So in this context, what we have to see, let us talk about this Tiger Reserve. If you see the location here, this is the location of Bandipur Tiger Reserve. Okay. This side we have Karnataka. Here we are having Tamil Nadu, and on this side we are having Kerala. So this is almost at the border region. This is almost at the border region of Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Okay. It is at the border region of this Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. This is the boundary. This is the boundary which you can see. Basically, it is at the boundary of, this is at the boundary of Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. It is at this boundary of Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu. That is our Bandipur Tiger Reserve. Okay. Now, if we talk about this, originally in the past, when before the independence, it used to be a hunting ground. This used to be a hunting ground for the Maharajas of Mysore. Okay. So this was originally a hunting ground, for Maharaja of Mysore. So in the past, there have been enormous hunting of tigers and all. This was declared as a national park in 1974. Okay. It was declared as a national park in 1974. It is also a part of Tiger Reserve since Project Tiger. Since 1973, it is also a part of Tiger Reserve. Okay. So Bandipur Tiger Reserve, it is part of Tiger Reserve also. It is also a national park in this area. Now, this is lying at the intersection of Western Ghats and Deccan Plateau. Okay. So here we see that there is an intersection. There is an intersection of Western Ghats and this Deccan Plateau. And this Deccan Plateau. Like suppose that if we look at this, the Western Ghat is coming from this region. The Western Ghat is from this region, and here we have the Deccan Plateau. This is the Deccan Plateau. Here we have the Western Ghats. So it is at the intersection of Western Ghats and Deccan Plateau. Now in this context, tell me about one thing. Can you give me the name of the river which passes through this area? Which river is passing through this area? Generally you get a question like this, and here there is a very prominent river. So which river is passing through this? What is the name of river which is passing through this area? River. And the another question is about vegetation. River and vegetation. What river passes through this area? There is a very prominent river, Vaigai. Vaigai is down towards the region of Tamil Nadu. Vaigai, Vellar, they are in the southern side towards Tamil Nadu. Kaveri. Okay. Anything else? Okay, moist deciduous. Fine. Like river, yes. Kabini river is there. That is the correct answer. Kabini river is there. Kabini river is there. Moyer river is there. Nuga river is also there. Kabini, Moyer and Nuga. But the most important river here is Kabini river. This is the most important river which is passing through this Bandipur Tiger Reserve. Okay. Now, at the same time, if we talk about the vegetation, it is a deciduous vegetation. It is a deciduous vegetation. Deciduous vegetation. Dry plus moist. Dry plus moist. Like in the northern side, it is dry. In the southern and western side, it is moist. In the northern part of this Bandipur Tiger Reserve, we have got this dry deciduous type, and as we come towards the south, it is going to be moist deciduous due to the impact of Western Ghats and all. Okay. So these are the types of vegetation which you can notice here in this region. Now tell me one more part, the boundary sharing. Tell me one more part, the boundary sharing, like which are the national parks or the protected areas in general through which or with which this is sharing the border. Like you have seen the map there. So which are the parks through which it is sharing the border? The national parks with which it is sharing the border, or simply any protected area, not only the national park, any of the protected area with which it is sharing the border. See, this is a very important part, especially in this region. In the southern states, this is one of the very important questions. They ask you about Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve also, that which of them are part of Nilgiri, or they can ask you that they are sharing border with which of the national parks or wildlife sanctuaries. Okay. So here you can see this one thing. Here you can see this one part. If we look at this, here we have the Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary. In the upper side we have Nagarhole. In the upper side we have this Nagarhole Tiger Reserve or Nagarhole National Park. Here we have a smaller thing called as Nugu Wildlife Sanctuary. Then we have this Mudumulai Tiger Reserve. Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary and also Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve. Okay. So if you look at this, one side we have this Nagarhole. On one side we have this Nagarhole. Then we have Nugu. They are in the upper side. Here in this side we have Wayanad, then Mudumulai, and then we have also this Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve. Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve. Tell me one more interesting part about this one. Tell me something interesting about this Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve. What is so unique about this? Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve, what is the uniqueness of this area? The Silent Valley is a little bit on the southern side towards Kerala region. First we have the upper part, which is the Wayanad. So what is unique about this Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve? Why it is famous? Why this is famous? This acts as the bridge between, this acts as a bridge between Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. Just look at this area. Just look at the map here. This is the Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve. On this side, we have the Eastern Ghats. Here we have the Eastern Ghat. On this side, we have the Western Ghats. So Satyamangalam Tiger Reserve here, it acts as the bridge between Eastern Ghats and Western Ghats. Yeah. So this is one thing. It is the connecting link. It is the connecting link between Eastern and Western Ghats. Yeah. So this is our first topic, Bandipur Tiger Reserve. Of course, Tiger Reserve is there, so all the things will be found here. Okay. Now, coming to the second course topic. The second topic is this one, anti-dumping duty. Anti-dumping duty. So now I think most of you know this part, that what is anti-dumping duty. But I have a question about this. Does WTO allows this anti-dumping duty or not? Okay. I have this one question. Is it allowed by WTO? Is it allowed? Is it allowed by WTO, World Trade Organization? Okay. See, recently, what is the news article? The news article is suggesting simply one thing, that India has imposed anti-dumping duty on 5 Chinese goods. Okay. And why India has done it? To protect the domestic players from the cheap imports from China. Okay. So why is this anti-dumping duty? Let me explain it with an example. Suppose that this is a toy. Let us say that this is one toy and it is costing, in Indian terms, let us say its cost is rupees 75. Okay. Let us say that China is manufacturing this in their own country and they are selling it at 75 rupees. They are selling it at 75 rupees. Now, when they are selling it in India, they are selling it at rupees 50. At rupees 50 only. So why they are selling it in 50? So that all the domestic competition may be over. So that all the domestic competition is over and in future they can dominate over the Indian market. Once the industries here are exhausted, once the industry here are shut down, they will be able to control the market, they will be able to increase the prices. So this is one policy followed by China. So now in order to protect this, what the government does, it imposes some dumping duty. It imposes some anti-dumping duty. This is called as dumping. This one thing is called as dumping. Dumping of goods. Dumping of goods. In terms of economy, dumping of goods will mean that selling of goods at very lower prices in foreign market as compared to domestic market. Okay. So it says that, like, suppose if China is selling it in India, India is a foreign market for them. So if they are selling it in India at a very low price as compared to the price in the original market, that will be called as dumping. And the Indian government imposes a dumping duty here. Indian government is imposing this dumping duty here, rupees 25, so that it becomes equivalent to 75. Okay. So this is done just in order to avoid this type of dumping of goods in any of the market. So India has decided to impose this dumping duty on 5 different goods coming from China. It includes aluminum foil also, some type of flask are also there, polyvinyl chloride is also there. So many type of goods which are coming from China are now going to face this anti-dumping duty also. Now I return back to my question. Is it allowed? Okay, it is allowed, but only up to a certain level. Okay, anything else? Is it allowed? The question here is it allowed by WTO? The answer is yes. But there are certain conditions. The condition is that if export price is lower as compared to normal value, the export price is lower as compared to normal domestic value. First thing is this: if export price is very much lower as compared to the normal domestic value. Okay. Second part is if there is a significant damage, to the domestic industry. Okay. Second thing is if there is significant damage to domestic industry. If there is a significant impact to domestic industry, then also it can be there. Okay. Plus, there is also one thing. There is a fair and transparent investigation. Of dumping of goods. Now, there is one more very important part, that it has to be a temporary. There has to be a time limit. So that is one more very important part, time limit. Usually the 5 years. So here again you will see that when India has done this part, you can see this newspaper headline that it has been done up to 5 years. India has done it for a period of 5 years. Why? WTO rules allow it to be imposed for a period of 5 years. So for that very purpose, we have also done it for 5 years. Okay. So remember this one part. First, what is anti-dumping duty? Second thing is it allowed by WTO or not? So yes, it is allowed, subject to certain terms and condition. One condition is, of course, of the price. Second condition is if there is a sufficient damage, if there is a significant damage to the domestic industry and it has been proved, the linkage has been shown, the causal link has been established, direct link between dumping and injury to the domestic market, if it has been established, then in that condition also it can be imposed. And it will be imposed after a free and fair investigation and for a certain time limit. So that is what we call as anti-dumping duty. Okay. So I hope this part is also clear. What is anti-dumping duty? Lower price means higher selling of product, that reason behind them. Achha, see this one part. Just try to understand it here. Now, just let me explain you by example. Example. See. Suppose we have got a mobile phone. This is a mobile. Now, it is being manufactured by China. Okay. Its cost is, let us say, 10,000 rupees in China. Let us say its cost is 10,000 rupees in China. Now, in India, we are also making a mobile phone. We are also making a mobile phone. Similar cost, rupees 10,000. Rupees 10,000. Now, China is also making it for 10,000. India is also making it for 10,000. Now, China, it has started exporting this to India. And when it is exporting it, it is selling at rupees 7,000 only. It is exporting at 7,000 only. So now the question is, why they are taking a loss? Why they are suffering a loss? Because they are trying to eliminate this. Their aim is to eliminate the domestic market, to eliminate the domestic industry, to eliminate the domestic industry. That once this domestic industry is gone, now we can increase the same price from 7,000 rupees to 12,000 rupees also. Once the domestic market is gone, you can now have this monopoly in the market. Like once upon a time in India, there used to be like very cheap mobile calling. Mobile calling and internet was very cheap in India at certain point of time. There were many companies, there were many telecom companies and all. Then some of the telecom companies started providing free of cost calling and everything. They started this monthly pack of 49, 29 or 99 and they started giving everything at free. Now people were very much happy for the next 1 or 2 years that they are getting free calling. They are not paying any charge. But then after a certain point of time, what we saw that the other smaller companies, the other smaller cellular companies, now they had no option. They had got no consumer. All their consumers were gone. So after that, companies were shut down. Now we have got 2 or 3 companies. So that is a type of oligopoly. That is what we call as oligopoly. So now what is the challenge here? That all of them, they are charging almost the same level of prices now. Whether you are taking company A, B or C, they are all charging the same amount of money. And now people have no option to go for any cheaper alternative. If earlier one company was providing you at rupees 150, you thought that it is quite costly. Some company came and said that we are providing it at just rupees 1 per month. And then after, when this company was gone, they started charging 310. So that is what is done in international markets also. Okay. So I hope you got the idea, and I hope you got the idea of which company I am talking about. Okay. I think both is clear. So now coming to the next topic. So there is this one topic, Kurdistan. Kurdistan. So have you heard about this Kurdistan? Do you know where this is located? Kurdistan. So there is this one country, one demand. This is a concept. It is not a country, but it's the demand of certain people, which is there for a very long period of time. Okay, which is there for a very long period of time. Okay. Now, if you look at the map here, this is the proposed region of. This is the proposed region of Kurdistan. Okay. On this side we have Turkey. Here we have a smaller portion of Armenia. Here we are having Iran. This side we are having Iraq. Okay. So if you look at this population wise map, you can see the Kurd people are located in this zone, somewhat here also. Okay. This is the location: Turkey, Syria, Iraq, Iran, and even Armenia. So there are 5 countries. There are 5 countries where we have got the Kurdish people. One is Turkey. Then we have this Iran, Iraq, Syria, and even Armenia. So these are the 5 countries where Kurdistan is seeking its place. Okay. So these are the nomadic groups. They used to be nomadic groups. Nomadic groups spread over 5 nations. They were spread over 5 nations. Okay. Now, like, they have this demand of having a independent Kurdistan. Okay. So they have this they have this demand of a independent Kurdistan. Demand of independent Kurdistan. And this is new. This is not a new demand. This is not a new demand. In fact, like, from the time of Ottoman Empire itself, okay, from the time of Ottoman Empire itself, they are facing this like a challenge. What the Ottoman Empire did, they divided the Kurdish society. Okay. So what we see that this Ottoman Empire, in order to maintain its supremacy, what they did is they divided Kurdish society. You can see that they are located in different parts. They are located in different regions, different surroundings. Okay. They are not at one place. They are spread over large areas. They are not in one location. They are divided over large areas. Okay. So these are the Kurdish people. Now there was a treaty. There was a treaty of Severus. There was this treaty of Severus, and it said that the Kurds will get self-rule. They will be provided self-rule. Means they will get this autonomy. There was this treaty, like after the Britishers and all, there was this treaty which said that they will be getting the self-rule. But then there was, just 3 years later, there was this Treaty of Lausanne. Okay. Treaty of this Lausanne. Okay. Lausanne. And this was there in 1923. So this treaty said that, no, Turkey will not allow this. Okay. So it like said that Turkey will be leading them. Okay. So it solidified Turkey's control. This solidified Turkey's control. So remember this one part. Like if we are talking about this Kurds, so they are the people who have been exploited by the Europeans and the Western countries. When there was a fight against the Ottoman Empire, the Britishers were using them. During the fight with the Ottoman Empire, they were being used by the Britishers. Then they were promised again that they will get a land, but later on they didn't get it. Now after that, after 1950s, now they were being like they were also being used by United States and its allies. So this Kurd, they have been used for waging several wars. They have been used in, if you look at them, the Kurds, they have been used in Syrian war. They have been used in Iraq. They have been used against ISIS. So what we see that in all these times, United States have been using the Kurds. They have used them for overthrowing the government in Syria. They have used them to overthrow the government in Iraq. They have also used them for fight against the ISIS. So United States have given them arms, they have given them training and all. Okay. So the US as well as European Union, they support this Kurdish forces when they are fighting the ISIS. But when they demand that we should get our statehood, then all of a sudden United States and European Union like take back their support. If they say that promise us to give our land from Turkey, then all of a sudden European Union and US just retract itself from any of those conversations. So they have been misused in all these wars, and over the last 10 years, many of the Kurdish forces, they have died fighting ISIS. So US used them to control the ISIS, and now once the ISIS movement is somewhat subdued, so now they have again left Kurdish forces that do whatever you want to do, we are not there with you. Okay. So this is the challenge with Kurdish people. They have been helping the other countries from the British Empire to European Union to US, and what they are getting in return? Nothing. Now after Turkey has designated them as terrorist organization. Turkey designates Kurdish forces as terrorist organization. So this is the fate of the Kurdish people. Okay. They are basically stateless, homeless people fighting the war of other countries. But they don't have their home, they don't have their citizenship, they have no such facilities. In fact, they are being treated as terrorists by most of the countries when their war is over. Okay. So that's why this first one was there. Apparently it is not terrorism if America does it. Okay. So America have been training the terrorist forces all across the world, but while it is training for its own use, they are not terrorists. Once the use of these organizations are over, then US itself designates them as terrorist organizations. Okay. So that is the fate of Kurdish people also. Okay. Now coming to the last topic, glide bombs. Okay. This is the one topic called as glide bomb. Now why we are discussing this? See, These are basically glide bombs, the lower ones. They are basically the glide bombs. Okay. And they are being used by most of the militaries of the world. Right now, like Russia is also using them, United States is also using them. India has also developed these glide bombs. Okay. So what is the uniqueness of them? Why they are using this? Okay. So see, they can be used, can be launched from a distance. From a distance. Like suppose that if a plane is going, if a fighter jet is going, so suppose that it is going in this direction. Now if it has to drop a bomb at this location, let us say that at this location it has to drop a bomb. So now it will not be going vertically over here to drop the bomb. In fact, this will drop the bomb just from here, and from this portion the glide bomb will precisely target that location. The glide bomb, they will have all these flaps and wings. Okay. They have these flaps and wings. They have these flaps and wings, and they can precisely target any location. Target any location. So this is one part. What we see that with the help of flaps and wings, they can be launched from a distance. Like suppose our aircraft was here itself. Our aircraft was standing here itself, and from here it has launched this glide weapon to this location. So that is the benefit of glide weapon. Okay. At the same time, what we also see that less risky, lower cost as compared to cruise missiles. Now see, we can do the same thing with cruise missiles also. The cruise missiles can also be used in the same manner, but cruise missiles are comparatively costlier. So this is providing a cost effective method. Third part is, it is difficult to intercept. It is difficult to intercept. This glide bomb will not be easily, like it has a very small, what you can say, a small flight time, very short flight time, and there is almost negligible radar signature. Okay. So this has got very less radar signature and short flight span. So it can just target a particular location and it can be destroyed. Suppose that if it is not even taking off, then also there is no loss. Then also there is loss only of the weapon. If fighter jet is going over here to drop a bomb, fighter jet can be attacked by the missiles from the ground. They can be destroyed. Like suppose if we are taking any fighter jet to drop a bomb, that fighter jet can be destroyed by our enemy. But here we are not taking the fighter jet over their location. The fighter jet is far away from that location. Only the bomb is going from here. So this type of bomb is called as glide bomb. Okay. And it is being used by almost all the nations, including India also. Okay. Like see this part, this is a glide weapon. Like it is also having a flap like the helicopters and all. So this is the like glide weapon of India also, glide bomb of India also. Okay. So these were the 4 topics that we are discussing for today. I hope it is clear. Now I will ask about the mangroves. Now I am going to ask about this mangroves. Okay. So just tell me about one thing. if I'm saying this, that what is radar? Radar is an instrument which can detect signature, radio frequencies and all. Okay. Radar is a tool for receiving or intercepting the radio frequencies and all, radio signals. Now, suppose this thing is there, mangroves can grow in fresh water. You have to tell whether it is true or false. This is question number 1. Mangroves can grow in fresh water. Is it true or false? If there is a question like this, mangroves can grow in fresh water, is it true or false? How to memorize the national park, wildlife sanctuaries, tiger reserves and biosphere reserve? See, Mohit, nahi Rohan. See Rohan, there is one thing. There are 12 biosphere reserves which are included under the Man and Biosphere program of UNESCO. So for biosphere reserve, you have to just remember those important things. For tiger reserves, you have to memorize those tiger reserves which have been there in the news in the last 1 year. Okay. Same thing goes for national park also. Wildlife sanctuary, again, very rare chance that they ask about wildlife sanctuary, but only if they have been there in the news. Okay. So you don't have to memorize all of them. There are 100 plus national park, more than 550 plus wildlife sanctuaries. Okay. And even biosphere reserves are 18 in number. But you have to remember the 12 which are recognized under Man and Biosphere Network. There are 58 tiger reserves also. So remember the last 5-6 tiger reserves, that will also be sufficient. Okay, so answer is false also, true also. So remember this is true. It is true. Okay, see, mangroves are able to survive in saline water. Remember this one part, mangroves are able to survive in saline water because they have this special property that they can filter out the salt. But in actual, they require fresh water. In actual, they require fresh water, not the saline water. Okay. Now, second question. Mangroves may grow in terrestrial ecosystem. So this is true or false? Mangroves may grow in terrestrial ecosystem. So is that true or false? Statement number 2. Mangroves may grow in this terrestrial ecosystem. Is it true or false? This is the statement number 2. No, remember this one thing, Disha. The mangroves require fresh water. They are living in saline water because they have no option. Mangroves require fresh water. When they get the saline water, they filter the salt out of it, they make it fresh, and then they consume it. Okay. Like suppose this is a mangrove plant. So if they are getting saline water, what they do? They filter out the salt. They filter out the salt and take fresh water. So question number 2. Thank you, Dhananjay. So this is question number 2. Mangroves may grow in terrestrial ecosystem. Is it true or false? One answer is true, another answer is false. Now you are giving slow replies. See, you don't have to worry about it. You can give me answer. Now the second question is, mangroves may grow in terrestrial ecosystem. Is it true or false? Statement number 2. Now not giving the answers. Remember one thing, mangroves were originally part of the terrestrial ecosystem, but because they were facing a lot of competition there, you see a very few number of mangroves in the terrestrial areas. In Assam, in certain portions, you can still get some mangrove vegetation. So mangrove may grow in terrestrial ecosystem if there is less competition. So they can grow in the terrestrial ecosystem if they face less competition. If they face less competition. So normally they are terrestrial plants. Normally the mangroves are terrestrial plant, but in the terrestrial areas they were not able to survive because of huge amount of this competition. So they are generally found in coastal areas where other plants cannot compete. Okay. They are living in the coastal areas where other plants cannot compete. So that is their specialty. Okay. Now the third question. Mangroves can grow in temperate and polar areas. Naturally. Mangroves can grow in temperate and polar areas naturally. So this second one was also true. First one was also true. Now the third one. Mangroves can grow in temperate and polar areas naturally. Yes, Anjali, I think I will also be coming there. I will meet all of you in Patna on 7th April, most probably. Okay. So we have this, I think there is this one seminar in Prayagraj also. So all of you can attend that session also on 29th of this month, March. And on 7th of April, there will be a seminar in Patna also. Okay. So this third one. So I think in this you have no doubt, you have no confusion. This is correct. Like it is a false statement. This is a false statement. So there is no issue in this. Okay. So here this third one is correct. Now one more question. Mangroves have first small leaves, waxy cover on leaves, deep roots, oviparous mode of reproduction. Option A is only one. Option B is only two. Option C is only three. And option D is all four. So mangroves have a small leaves, waxy cover on leaves, deep roots, and oviparous mode of reproduction. So this is about mangroves. Mangroves have small leaves, waxy cover on leaves, deep roots, oviparous mode of reproduction. Options are only one, only two, only three, and all four. No, all of those who are having examination, you have to stay at your place and you have to study. Those who are having prelims exam, just focus on that. Now, tell me this answer. Mangroves have small leaves, waxy cover on leaves, deep roots, and oviparous mode of reproduction. Here the options are only one, only two. What will be the answer? C option. Okay. Let's see this. They have small leaves, correct. Waxy cover on leaves, that is also correct. Deep roots, correct. Incorrect, sorry. Oviparous, incorrect. They have got viviparous mode of reproduction. Viviparous mode of reproduction. Oviparous means lay eggs. Like suppose some of them are laying eggs. So that is the oviparous. Okay. Or other like other plants which are there, they are also having oviparous, like mango and all. But viviparous is when they take care of the plant. Okay. So suppose that this is a mangrove plant. If they have got one of the seed, this seed will start to germinate here itself, and the roots will come down. The roots will come down. This plant will start to grow from here itself. This seed will not fall down. The seed will not fall down. It will start to germinate here itself. So what we see that seeds germinate on the plant. Seeds germinate on plant. So this type of mode of reproduction is called as viviparous mode of reproduction. So mangroves are having this viviparous mode of reproduction. Other plants which you see, most of them, they are having oviparous, where they have seeds. Seeds can get distributed like the wheat, paddy and all. They have got this oviparous. Okay. Whereas this plant, mangroves, they have got this viviparous mode of reproduction. So here the answer is option number B, only 2. Okay. So tomorrow, tell me the topic which I will ask question about. Tell me one topic which all of you are sure about, and I will ask question about this. Anything, static, current, any topic other than ancient, medieval and art and culture. I don't know the subject. Okay. About ancient, medieval and art and culture, I have no idea. Apart from that, you can tell me any topic, I will ask questions from you. So give me any topic which you will revise for tomorrow and I will ask question. What about all those constitutional bodies? I think everyone had read, every one of you have read about them, the constitutional bodies. So if you are ready, I will ask questions from that tomorrow. We have discussed about Lokpal also in the past. We have discussed about CAG also in the past, Election Commission also in the past. Okay, so let me give you these 3 topics. Tomorrow I will ask any question from CAG, Lokpal and this Election Commission of India, ECI. So from these 3 topics, I will ask any question tomorrow. Okay. Then monsoon. Indian river system. Okay, Indian river system day after tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have this, and day after tomorrow there will be question from the river system through map. Rivers. Through map we will see questions. Okay. So thank you so much everyone. Take care and let's meet then tomorrow at the same time. Okay. And then we will discuss the remaining topics. Thank you everyone. Take care and good night. Thank you.